Hi! I was nearly late then. I was watching a YouTube thing on a choreography thing. I don't know whether I'm straight. I mean, the camera's a little bit like that. Hi! Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to the new week. Few little changes this week. You've got me today because it's crochet along, but you were expecting that anyway. I don't know about tomorrow. Sarah's still having trouble talking, so there's a good possibility that I could be doing the block of the week tomorrow as well, as long as she hasn't chosen something really difficult, because you know I don't do difficult. So there's a lot of ums there, sorry, but it's because I'm still with the video that I was watching. Crochet along tomorrow, block of the week. Thursday Sarah was supposed to be on her chanda. Unfortunately she's not going to do it, so it'll be me. So I'm going through, she's going, well, I was going to do this demo and I was going to do that demo, and I'm thinking, okay, I've never made one of those, so it should be interesting. You know what it's like when I haven't made one of those before. However, some of the things that we've got going on, they're quite easy, and I have done some of them, so it should all work fine. Okay, just before we start, remember we had the Sirdar, we did the pack set of the stories. Should have brought one over, shouldn't I? And we were doing, we've done a pack for this, and it was 30 something pound, but you get everything that you need to do this thingy. I didn't know whether you'd seen the other patterns that came through at the same time. Now the granny squares and how to sew them together, you know, it's a really comprehensive little guide. We can release some of the stories colours. The black and white are on the website. The colours aren't yet. That's a plan. But if you wanted to do one of these, you could always give us a ring and we'll put a pack together for you. So there's that one. It's a jumper with granny squares and granny stripes. There's this one, which again I don't think is trebles. These are really easy and you'd be able to go, I made that. And then there's this one, which is a long thing. I like this. I'd like one of these. And they also show you how to do it in different colourways, you know, on the backs, like that. And I'm not sure whether that's different colourways. I suppose it is. Some of the colours are different. So I just thought, since we're doing crochet, I'd let you know about those as well. So who's here with me? Live life on the edge. I'm not so sure about that. I live on the edge of something. I don't know what it is. Mania mostly. Hello everybody. I've spoken to Jean already today. Jean's coming on our, I'm sure she doesn't mind me sharing this, she's coming on our retreat at the end of April. There's still I think this week, if you want to get onto the April retreat, there are still some places, and we're going to finalise it during this week sometime. So if you want to do that, go on our April retreat, then let us know. Pay up your deposit, pay up the rest of it, and we can put your name down for it. It was a good time. There's lots of cake and the food is good, and the company was good. Company's always better. The booze was a little bit expensive, but other than that it was all amazing. The hotel was amazing. The beds are really comfy. That's a big thing for me. So everybody is there. So there's Sarah. If you want to talk to Sarah, text and email is best, because she can't breathe, poor Dab. She's still struggling a little bit, so so hopefully she's, you know, it's a little bit better today, and then towards the end of the day you can see her, she goes almost the same colour as her Colonel moustache. Okay, so week 3 of the crochet. Now I'm just getting all my bits out from my bucket storage. Did you make a bucket storage? Right, which week are we on? I started next week, so the next one as well. Look, pom-poms, no, bubbles that stick out. Look, they're 3D. This would be a really good blanket for tactile people, ladies or gentlemen, because it's all blues and greens, in a nursing home. You know, dementia patients, where they can fiddle. I don't know what, my oldies used to pull tissues like kids do, you know, out of tissue boxes, or fold their sheets and stuff. They used to fold those. Well, there's a lot of different textures in it, so that would be it's going to be a good blanket for that. Okay, this is what we're making this week, this one. Okay, let's go through to where am I going? What am I doing? I think it's that one. There. Okay, is that the right one? Just pop up there. See whether Sarah Jane on there can catch up with me on here. So this is my finished square. Okay, I did more step-ups this time, because last time it took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. Okay, that's last week's. So we're going to go through here and take these off here. So we're going to start with the middle, which was the same as last week. Okay, so we're going to use a 4. Alright, I'm using a 4. And we're going to create a chain. Now you can magic circle this if you would prefer, but I always get my fingers all muddled up, and I think having the hole adds to it as well. So we're chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to go slip stitch into there. I did it a bit tight at that point, so we're slip stitching into here like this. Ta-da! Sorry, itchy nose. Perhaps I'm turning into Sarah now with itchy nose. Right, okay, so we're going to slip stitch into there. I hate the beginning of these things because I always get my fingers all in a muddle. Okay, we've got something that's beeping here, Sarah, in your house. Okay, and then we're going to put 8. Let me just check my... Look, I've even put it into a folder now because it was starting to get a little bit mixed up. Now, the yellow is daffodil in the life. On your pattern it would say daffodil, but we're using dandelion, and we've got round 3, isn't it? Block 3. So we're using lime. You would be using lime with that one. Okay, let's have that so that I can flip back and forth. Okay, so we're going to put 8 DCs into the ring. Alright, so you've got to chain 1. Chain 1 to give you the height, and then we're going into the middle of our ring like we did last time, and we're going to pick up, okay, and just do your stitch. So no yarn wrapping, so it's into your hole in the middle of your chain. pull up a stitch and go through 2. Okay, so I've done 2. Let's put that in there. 1, 2. Let's just put that one in there. So it's been a crazy old month so far. It's about to get crazier with Hochanda on the horizon, and then Sarah's on holiday then for 10 days. So 3, 4. Oh, hang on. What have I got there? Missed a bit. 4, 5, 6, 7. You see where the whole your thread, your yarn was. I'm just incorporating it into my stitch as I go round, so that it anchors it a little bit better for when you come to sew it all in. What was that? 7 and 8, like that, and then we're going to slip stitch into your stitch there. Okay, I always end it pretty much with extras. Where am I? There we go, into there. So we're going to slip stitch like that. Now there's a lady on YouTube that I check out when I don't know what I'm doing, and she has a way of doing that slip stitch where she drops it off this, and she uses a needle to do that last slip stitch, and she says it gives a much neater version. It does, but it's remembering to do it, and the complicated thing about it. Right, so we've done our centre there, so we don't need that now. We're going to go to cream now. So you're going to join in any stitch. Okay, now I tend to, because I try and incorporate this tail, this last tail, into this next round, I tend to start just before it, so that you're not starting here, so you've got, I can't get rid of that tail, just going to work. So I go about 2 before it, which works on some rounds, and other rounds it really won't. So you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook and pull it in. Where are we? Look, I did it all right, and then there we go. Pull it through like that. Drop your tail and use your working yarn and do a stitch. I think that was my son-in-law coming to do my car. Right, so we're going to do, you've joined working 1 chain, you're going to do another 2 chain on the same thing, 1, 2, and this gets used as a stitch. Okay, now you're going to do another treble, so that's your treble, 1 treble. You're going to do another treble in the same hole, so that's yarn over into the hole. Where am I? I've gone through the yarn, I think. There you go. Pull up your yarn, so you now have 3 on the hook. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you've got your first treble, or your second treble there, and then you're going to do 2 trebles in each hole on the way round. So that's 1, yeah, there's 2 in that hole, There we go. So let's see if I can do all this. There we go. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to go in there. So yarn over through here. You're going to pull up your stitch through 2, yarn over into the stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, and you're just going to work your way around. And I'm now incorporating my yellow tail into all my stitches, okay, like that. So did you have a good weekend? There was some nice weather over the weekend, wasn't there? It's so far back I don't remember. It was beautiful yesterday. The blue sky yesterday was stunning. It makes you feel hopeful for the spring. Okay, so going in here. Now you can also incorporate the tail that you created on the last one, because your stitches are so close together at this point that you don't really see them. I tend to try and pull them into my stitches as I'm going along, and then you've just got to go backwards when you're sewing them in. So what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 2 in there. 1, 2, and these were all trebles. And then we're going to go into the top of our first chain 3. Okay, go in there and put a slip stitch in there to pull it together. Okay, chop this off and pull it through like that. Okay, so we're now going to be working in between all of these stitches. Okay, so we're going to start off in between a duo, and then stick another one in between each of our trebles. We're going to do that in the fuchsia. Okay, so the fuchsia would be grape. Yeah, you would use apricot for that last one, not cream. You'd used apricot on the subtle one, and it was called cream on the other one. This one now is fuchsia. It'd be fuchsia on your pattern. It's called fuchsia. We've got fuchsia purple for in the double knit, and you're doing grape. Okay, so you're using grape on the subtle. Okay, so we're going to pull up. So you go in between your stitch, just into the chain space, into the space. You don't have to go into your the top of the stitch. You're just going into the chain spaces here. Okay, we need a chain to start to anchor it, and then we're going to put these in as a DC. So because we're doing double crochets, single crochet if you're an American, we don't count that chain as a stitch. So we're going to put another double crochet in that same hole. Okay, and then we're going to work in between each of these trebles. So we're going to go in between there and work a double crochet, which is hook in, yarn over, pull through 2, hook through, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so this just goes around. I'm assuming you can all see okay. And I'm incorporating that cream tail as I'm going round. Okay, so you can see it's starting to delineate, I think that's the right word, delineate your white petals in the middle. It gives it a bit more definition. Like this as we go through. So up until now it's been quite an easy thing. Okay, I mean, it's not as if it's a difficult, it's not an awfully difficult pattern either. Some of the stitches you look at and you think, how do I do that? But there are plenty, you know, if you're doing it without me, there are plenty of places you can go to look. Just remember, I'm an enthusiast, not an expert. So I'm going to chop this one off here. And there we have, see, you're starting to get the middle of your lily. Lily 2. Who's Lily? Right, oh, I do need the yellow. So, do you remember that one? That advert with Felicity Kendall? What I want to know is, who's Lily? Okay, so we're now going to use daffodil, which is dandelion, or, it gets confusing because I didn't write it all down, or grape. No, lime. We're back to lime. So you're going to go, we're still using a 4, okay, you're going to go in here, in between one of these, any chain space, ugh, bugger. Right, that's why it's so tight. I've got to, you're supposed to put a chain in between each one of these, okay, and I didn't. And I didn't. It's because I didn't read the pattern right. So you're going to go through and you're going to do, let's see if we can see it on this one. You're going to go into a space and then chain, okay, into the space, do your double and then put in a chain. So we'll just do a quick thingy of this. I'm all mixed up now. See, when you do this a week in advance, you think, yeah, I know how to do that. I think I had to take it out last time I did it. And when you've done so many, you think, oh yeah, I know how to do that. That's fine. Okay. So, you put in your double in there. Okay, like that. Then you're going to chain one. Then you're going to go in between and do your double, and then you chain one. See, I've forgotten already. Double into there, then chain one. Does that make sense? If I completely hash that, you can see now it's sitting a lot better, isn't it? So we'll do a few more so that I can show you the yellow. And then chain one. Into here and chain one, double, chain one. I'm not going to have enough pink now because I cut it off. Chain one, in there, chain one. Okay, so you can see now it's sitting better. Duh. Alright, so it's sitting better like that, and it's giving you that definition so that you can see the inside of your lily starting. Okay, so into a chain space, okay, in between your stitches, you're going to pull it in your yellow. Alright, and we're going to read the pattern properly this time. Like that. See, the future of white gecko rests on me this week, and it's a good job that there's people in the background. Okay, so you're going to chain in, and you do, you're going to put your double into the same chain space. So that's your first stitch. Okay, then you're going to chain 3. Alright, so 1, 2, 3 chains, and then you're going to you're going to skip the next DC, which is this one here, and a chain and a DC, and then you're going to work a double crochet into the next chain like that, so that you end up with this chain loop. Alright, so you've worked your double into there and then done 3 chain, and then you're going to skip 2 doubles and go into the next chain space. Okay, so you're gonna 1, 2, 3, skip a double, a chain space, a double, and then put a double crochet into that next chain space there. Alright, so you're going to go all the way round till it looks like that. Cut that bit off, don't need that. Okay, so where are we? Is that my front? Yeah, all my tails are on that side. So we're at that point there. Now, at this point, I'm going to show you, because we've got a few tails, I'm going to show you how I do it. There will be other ways of doing it. No, actually, I'm going to leave it until the next round, I think. So we're now going to do rose. So it's pale rose in the one I'm doing. It's rose in the life, pale rose in ours, our brights, and they're subtle. The cherry blossom one will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Raspberry. Ooh, we use raspberry at a different point. Okay. Are you all you don't remember Where's Lily? It was a Cadbury's Chocolate Buttons with Felicity Kendall, and they said something about Lily, and that she goes, what I want to know is, who's Lily? It's a whole story. I don't remember, don't know whether you remember. I was a teenager, so it's a while ago. Okay, so we're at the pale rose. It gets faster this time because I've done a few more step ups, so I've got more chance to get it wrong. Pale rose, you're going to join your yarn into any double knit that you've done. So that's this stitch where you can see the stitches hanging down. That's your double. Remember, your stitch is slightly to the right. If you're right-handed, your stitch is slightly to the right, so it's going to be that one there. Okay, and we're going to join it in with a chain like that. So 1 chain, okay, and you're going to put the double crochet into the same stitch like that, because the first chain doesn't count. So there's our first stitch. Okay, now we're going to put 5 trebles into this space that we've made with our yellow. Okay, So yarn over, into the space, pull your yarn through 2, through 2, and you're going to put 5 of those in. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. I think one of the reasons I do it loose is because I end up with my ET finger sticking out. Then you're going to put double crochet into your stitch, okay, into your double crocheted stitch from the last round, and then you go back to 5. So 5 trebles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you're just going to keep doing that all the way round. Put your double stitch in there, which anchors it. I'm going to anchor that in there, like that. So each of your petals is made into this chain space until you get to this. Okay, now for some reason I've got that fluffy bit there. Okay, so there's our lily so far. We're now going to do this cream going all the way around the outside, and that is just sticking a double crochet into each of our stitches all the way round. Okay, I think. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's a good job you're there. Right, so we're going to join into any double crochet made on the previous round by working 1 chain. Okay, so we're going to join into any of these double crochets. So there's my double crochet there. So there's my stitch. So I'm going to go in there like this and do my chain. Yep. And do my chain. Okay, like that. There. And then, because it's a double crochet, I'm going to put my double crochet into that stitch, which is my first stitch. Then you're going to do double crochet into the next stitch along, and then because we're going round in a circle, you can't just go 1 in each, otherwise you end up with it curling up like it did with the pink. You have to double it up in some way or increase it in some way. So the next 3 stitches you're going to put 2 double crochets in. So you go in 1, 2 into that stitch, then 2 into that stitch there, and 2 into that stitch. So you go 3 stitches, have 2 in, then you want a single crochet, a double crochet, single double crochet, blimey, in that one there, and then you're going to do 3 stitches with only 1 double crochet in. Does that make sense? So you do 3 with singles, and then the peak of your pink petal you're going to put 2 in each of those. 1, 2, 1, See, Linda, you could manage this because it only goes up to 2. 2. 1. 2. And then 3 with singles. So 1, 1, 1. Alright, so you would just keep going round doing that, okay, until you get this. And at this point I would then start to get rid of some of your ends. Alright, I don't know what time it is. What time is it? Okay. Need a needle. So at this point you start to get rid of some of your ends. Alright, and the some of your stitches, you can fit them underneath your other stitches, if that makes sense. Where the pale rose has gone into this yellow, now there will be YouTube videos out there which will show you, and I'm sure Sarah has shown you in the past, exactly how to bury your ends. So you're going to go, you want to follow your stitches the way that they are, the way they look, the way they I can't explain it, sorry, the way that you've done them. You can see where they follow through, so you would follow through with your stitches. Okay, maybe Sarah should do you a like I say, I'm an enthusiast, not a not an expert. You want to bury, quite often your ends, because it's done with wool, your it holds itself, it goes back on itself. So I would go through there like that and chop it off there. It sort of adheres to itself. So you bury your ends like this. Okay. Now, you can see where your front is. You can see where the front is and where the back is. Now, you can see on this one, you want to, you're going to be working behind it, but you're going to work from the front. But you can see where the stitches are added behind. So with your fern, it's got a bit confusing, I had to look this up. Okay, you're going to find your, you know, you did the 3 singles here. Alright, we're now on round 7. Okay, so where you did your 3, you're going to go for the middle one, but you want to flip your stitches so that you can see the back, and you're going to go in there. Okay, this is the stitch that you're working into. So you're going to put in your chain, like that. Okay, and then you're going to do a double crochet into the same space. So back in with those behinds with those stitches, pull up your yarn so that you have 2 loops on the hook, and then pull through. So you've done your double, which anchors it. Okay, then you're going to do 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to put double crochet back into the next middle double crochet on your cream round. Okay, so you're going to fold it forwards, put your hook in there and do your double. Alright, like that. Then you're going to chain 5 . Okay, so you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on this one you're going to go back in and stick a slip stitch in there to anchor it, because you want a little loop. Okay, so then you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to, so you need to make 4 of those loops. We're looking for that double knit there. Okay, I'm going to put a double crochet in there. Does this make sense to people? Like that. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to put a double crochet into that stitch there. Okay, like that. So we've now got 2 chains, so we need to do a loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slip stitch back into that stitch at the bottom, like that. Alright, so we're just going to go round. Let me do another 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see where my petals have curved, and we've got your double crochets. You can see your double crochet into one hole, then you've got 3 singles. Well, you want to pick the middle single and flip it forward and shove your hook in that doubly bit there, and you're going to put in a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there. Where are we? There. I've got my 3 singles there. I want to go in the middle one, like this. And then we're going to put another loop. 3. Yeah, I'm doing it right, aren't I? There. Another loop there. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2 loop. So you want your 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Create a loop. Okay, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and create the loop. This is your in the middle one. Okay, 5, a loop there. It's a rhythm that you get into, isn't it? After the first 2 you sort of get into that rhythm like that, and we're going to put another loop there. 3, 4, 5, and put your slip stitch in there like that. One more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to slip stitch into this one. Now, we would do if we had it on the right side, through like that, and put a slip stitch in there. Okay, so round the back you've got all of these. Alright, like I say, I would have got rid of all of this by now. I would have sewn it all in. So you're not going to cut off this time, you're just going to hold on to this because we're going to carry on working it in the fern. Alright, so you're going to go and you're going to chain 1 to give yourself the height, and then you're going to put a double crochet in there which creates the stitch. Okay, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and it says in the pattern to skip the next 2 chain, which would be 1, 2, and then put 1 in the middle chain. You can do that, or you can just go into the chain and put in your double there, which gives you that bit of, it'll move and give you the room that you need, okay, with the rest of your as you're doing the rest of your crocheting. Okay, so then you're going to do 2 chain, 1, 2, and then you're going to put 7 trebles into the middle of the loops that you made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Sarah, Hochanda, we're taking on boho bags and hexie trays and the Easter chicks. Remember the Easter chicks that Sarah did? We're taking those on as well. So now you're going to do 2 chain, 1, 2, and you're going to put a double into that chain space there. Okay, like that. Then it's 3, 1, 2, 3, and put a double crochet into the double crochet that you did at the back. Okay, like that. 3 chain, 2, 3, double crochet to anchor it into your chain like that, then 1, 2, and you're back to doing 7 treble. Okay, which gives you this back piece. So this is what it looks like from the back. Alright, you're doing your, see where we started, you're doing your double crochet into here, and then you're doing a 3 chain, then a double crochet into the back here. So they're asking you to put it into this chain, but I think it gives a nicer, tidier finish if you're doing it straight into on the chain rather than into the chain, which can then distort it a little bit. And you're going to then do, so we've done 3 double crochet, chain 2, then 7 trebles into your back loop. So your loops that you made, you're going to do 7 trebles into there, which is this one. Then it's 2 chain, double, 3 chain, double, 3 chain, double, 2 chain, and then your trebles. Okay, which then makes it a square. So you've gone from flower shaped to square shaped. Then on this, you'll then just follow the pattern, and it's very much like the last one that we did, where you're going down into the stitch before, or the row before. Okay, so you're doing your trebles. Yes, you're doing your trebles here. Okay, and it tells you to go into the spaces, and you've got 3 trebles there. Then you're going to chain, and then you're doing your trebles. Don't forget, you've got to increase on the corners to make sure that your lines grow. So you've got 3 trebles in the corners. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You do 7 trebles, and then you chain 2. 7 trebles and chain 2. Turn the page set. Yes. And then you're doing 3 trebles into this space here. Okay, into your middle double crochet. See how this moves to accommodate your stitches. Okay, then you're going to change your hook to a 3.5, which then just tightens it up a little bit. And again, it's trebles all the way round, putting your 3 into the top treble of your 3 here. Okay, and on this olive round, you're going to go into the chain space. Okay, you can see how it wraps round here. But it's the same as last week, pretty much. So I don't think you actually need that explained to you. Okay, so the hardest bit really for me was this first fern going round. I had to redo it a couple of times because I didn't understand as I was reading the pattern. See what I mean about it being quite tactile and sticking your fingers in places and stuff. Okay, how's that? Your row 2 had 18 stitches. You're back to row 3. Yes, it's a really good pattern, and once you understand what you're doing and what they mean, I suppose that's the same with any pattern, isn't it? Once you understand the mechanics of it, then it's an easy pattern. Once you know what they're talking about, it's an easy pattern to follow. You can, and each time you do a new bit, you realise what they're doing, and you think, oh, hang on a minute, I know what they mean because I did it in that one. So that's round block 3, and you've got to make 4 of those. Yeah, you've got to make 4 of those. So next week we're back to making a long piece, or a shorter long piece. Okay, it's bobbles and pinwheels. So we're the new bit for me was to do, you've got to do trebles, but you've got to join them all up so that your treble sits like that and goes like that, not like that, like that. I'll explain it next week. Any problems, any problems ever, just give me a ring, and I'll see if I can muck it up for you a little bit more. So that's that one. I might or I might not see you tomorrow for block of the week. I will talk to Sarah, because the less she has to talk at the moment, the better. I shall, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Thursday on her channel. I'm on 12 and 7. Okay, it's a long time in between, but I can get some, I might write a pattern, or I might do some crochet, because I've got these to finish. I'll see you soon. Alright, take care. Hey, can't find the button. There's a button.